Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here at the Overly Animated Podcast, including Rick and Morty, which we'll be getting into today. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Michelle Anderer.
Yo.
And April Collins.
Hey.
Today, Delaney, Michelle, April, and I will be having a very fun Rick and Morty off-season topic discussion as we continue to build up to Season 3, Episode 2. We will be ranking our top 10 favorite minor Rick and Morty characters. Minor characters. Our favorite minor characters. Okay. Because I said that word, so I want to put it all like in sequentially, easier to understand. So I have, I think this is a really fun topic because I feel like the random one-off characters kind of like define the show. I feel like it's one of the best elements of Rick and Morty, and there's a ton of memorable, either one-off or recurring side characters. So, minor side characters, I've defined this as everyone is eligible for this list who is not Rick, Morty, Beth, Jerry, Summer, and not our versions of those five, which is confusing. And I've had several follow-up questions today on what that means. So, not
37, whatever like our dimension is.
Yeah, not our. I believe our Rick and I think our Morty too. It's a little hard to keep track. Our C137, yeah. So not those versions, and our Beth, Summer, and Jerry I think are different. Given C Love Potion episode, but yes. Yeah, so not our versions of those. Delaney had a very interesting follow-up, which there will be some debate about whether this person qualifies, but we'll get to it when it's on Delaney's
I'll
list.
Fight.
But yeah, it was a very tough question to answer whether that character counts. So there's a ton of eligible people, a ton of Mortys. I mean, like, so for instance, a Morty that's not our Morty is like Lawyer Morty. Like that could be on someone's list that we saw recently in the most recent episode.
Spoilers, there are alien races on my list.
There are an entire race? Okay, that's an interesting.
My entire race is number 4.
That was not the. So shout out to Rick and Morty Wikia category characters, which is where I sent the giant list of characters to look from, and I think some of these are not real names, but we have to assume some people's names. Yeah. So we're gonna go through everyone's list here. A lot of fun characters. I don't think order particularly matters, and also, these are just people's favorites. There's no right answers. It's also, another thing is that it's pretty hard to compare, like, major recurring characters, maybe like a Birdperson. He's only been in 2 and a Stinger episodes, but still kind of like a major recurring character, to like these random one-off characters that you'll see. But everyone's on the same playing field, so we'll see what people came up with. So.
We will still say you're wrong, though.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Dylan definitely will.
Yeah, I don't know. If any topic is not wrong, it is this one, right? Like, this is what.
This one's like the hardest to be like, blah, blah, blah. The only way I could have gotten yelled at is if I had a tie, which I promise Dylan there is not a tie.
Yeah, so that was the deal. Okay. That was the deal Delaney made to put the character she wanted on the list.
Yeah,
I was like, there's like hype for this mystery character now.
Yeah, we'll see.
I want to know.
You'll understand. You'll understand when we get to them. Okay, let's go through. We'll go between us. We'll start with everyone's honorable mentions. Just list them off quickly, just 1 or 2 words if you want, but just quickly go through your honorable mentions, then go through your 10, 9, and 8. So we're going to rotate doing that to start. And again, if the order is not particularly relevant, so just 3 of the items on your list. And we will start with Delaney.
Okay, so I guess going up or whatever. My honorable mentions are Crimbobulous Michael, because, like, obviously, like, duh. Little Dipper, because little bits. It's, like, the best. It was so stupid.
Yes.
The female Gazorpians. This is one of 2 races that I have on my list because, like, that's obviously I have to pick, like the warrior, like, women, obviously. And then Snuffles, or as he prefers to be called, Snowball.
Yes. Okay.
Those are my honorable mentions.
So I didn't think you could be wrong, but this races thing as a character might be wrong. I'm going to put that out there. So
the main reason
I put them on there as well.
I think it's so right.
Well, are they on the category list? Is that
yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm going to blame Rick and Morty Wikia. Okay, get to your 10, Delaney.
Okay, the final race mention I have, which is the only reason I did this, was the Cromulons, because show me what you got. It's the only reason. The giant floating heads, like, obviously, like, they're great. And that's, like, that's the best part of Get Swifty, other than Get Swifty. Like, so good.
I'd say giant head also just counts as a character. I think that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Okay.
And then, so that's 10, and then we go to 8, right?
10, 9, 8. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 is Gazorpazorpfield because he's a dick. So funny. Like, it also, like, Gazorpazorpfield. Like, it's so good. And then 8, someone might be like, why isn't higher up? Butterbot.
Butterbot, yes. The existential robot, yeah. Interesting.
Quality.
Yeah, my question is, like, is that the character or the gag? Like, it's yeah.
I mean, okay, I feel like this minor character list, like, except for, like, maybe 3 characters, it all has to be, like, the gag.
Right.
like, come on.
We'll probably have a
the
separate...
majority of these side characters are, like, literally their purpose of existence is to be a gag. And half of the characters on there are like just from the cart or from Rick 60 Minutes. Like that's
that's so true.
Or they're same concept too with like the parasites. Like they're all just like they don't exist anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's a good point. And the top favorite gags is another topic I've written down. Okay, good stuff, Delaney. Any comments? If it's someone's on your list, you can save the comments for there. But I did not consider Gazorpazorpfield. That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't consider that either.
Yeah. I think that's a good one too.
Yeah. Okay. Michelle, same thing as Delaney.
So I don't have any honorable mentions because I never do that. I feel like it's too hard. I have to just commit to 10 and forget the rest exists, or it's.
I can't commit. That's why there's honorable mentions.
Yeah, we're like so my number. I did not rank these either, but I guess my number 10 would be Crumbopulous Michael. Based purely on the fact that he's like actually a really nice person, despite his job description. And like
nice
how
guy
mad Rick gets about him like giving his card to Morty. I enjoyed him. My number 9 would be Squanchy. Just because oh my god, Squanchy's just God, like the Squanch joke is just like so ridiculous in like the whole episode, and just the way it looks like, just like this weird cat, he's very memorable. So he had to be on there. And then number 8 would be Snuffle/Snowball, because that's one of my fave episodes. Very memorable, very like amazingly random concept that just like went too far, but was so good. Like it's pretty iconic. So yeah.
Nice. Maybe you could have defended my honor, Michelle, on the episode ranking podcast. I was the only one that had that episode in my top 5. But yeah.
Yeah,
I like that episode too.
Yeah. We'll need to do the top.
It's my girlfriend's favorite episode. She was watching Rick and Morty, and like she got to like she'd watched the pilot, and she was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I'm like, pilots suck. Just keep going. You're gonna watch Lawnmower Dog, and your life's gonna change. And she was like, I love this. I was like, told you.
Mystical summer. Where are they?
Yeah, that's generally the arc of watching Rick and Morty. If you look at reviews at the time from Lawnmower Dog, it's like, wow, the show's great. Well, that's crazy. Yeah. So, great, good stuff, Michelle. April, your turn.
So the only, I guess, like honorable mention that I guess I have is, I just know him as Gearheads. So
yes.
I can remember, yes.
Yeah, our Gearhead, yeah.
Our
it's
Gearhead.
Like Volio or some nonsense.
Yeah, it's super long and I couldn't remember it, but he's like my only honorable mention just because it's like, haven't you heard the story of the Gear Wars? But so
he's a meme. It's so great.
Yeah, he really is. But okay, so my number 10 was Tatty Mason.
Okay, I like that.
Go on.
Simply because he's quote unquote Jerry's friend for like an entire episode, and then you find out he's just a hotline, and that Jerry's been calling. And every time I think about, and then it's like a running joke throughout the episode too. He's like, "Is that Tatty Mason?" And it's like everyone's like, "Who is Tatty Mason? We don't know who this person is." But then
the epitome of Jerry is a loser.
Yeah,
I love those moments though.
But I do too.
Yeah.
My other, I guess, I mean, you guys could argue with me if this is a character, but so my number 9 is Sleepy Gary.
Yeah, obviously, Sleepy Gary is a character. Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure because because he's part of that whole parasite race, and I was like, yeah, but he's a character to me. I mean, he's best.
Best argument, April. He's a character to me.
Because he's Beth's other husband, who is also having, I guess, an emotional affair with Jerry.
Accurate. Yeah.
Hashtag bisexual Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where you then question Jerry's like sexuality in that entire episode. It's great. But then my number 8 is the alternate Saturday Night Live cast.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I put them as a piece of toast, or what was it? A hole in the wall where the men can see it all. Just like that whole collective. It's just so random. Also because there's 3 unknown things that they don't even get a name. The like announcers just like and a hole in the wall, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I also enjoyed that they like completely like they got the, I guess, Saturday Night Live like opening like perfectly down with the announcer, and I fully appreciated that. So those are my honorable mention, and then my 8 through 10.
Nice. Yeah, I think Bobby Moynihan was also still in the cast, even. Which is a joke on his longevity, and he retired. He's not on the show anymore after this year, so very topical reference on there. Yeah, as you guys, as you'll see, I think a lot of these characters come from the 2 improv episodes. So just like the perfect source of all these crazy minor characters. Certainly a lot of mine are too from there. Yeah, good stuff. I did not consider the entire Saturday Night Live cast, but
I couldn't pick just a piece of toast or 2 men with handlebar mustaches.
Those would be solid picks on their own. Yeah.
A piece of toast almost made it on my list. Like it was like it almost happened.
Does it have its own character page on the Wikia?
It does.
It does.
I'm sure.
It does.
It's a good one. Okay. The category characters is funny just to see like what they chose to put on here. Like it's just absurd. It's like, okay, yeah, the show's the most absurd thing. Yeah, okay. So I have 9 honorable mentions. It was 8, but then I somehow forgot Grumbopulous Michael, so I've added Grumbopulous Michael.
How did you forget?
I don't know.
I thought he was like a sure thing on your.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he wasn't in honorable mentions.
I know.
Like,
he's like one of my favorite guys. So he's I don't know why, but I made this list as I was rewatching, so I have a lot of a lot of things stood out to me, but I guess I forgot Grumbopulous Michael, unfortunately. Second I'll mention Masha. Anyone know who Masha is?
I don't remember.
She's the leader of the female. What are they? Are they the Gazorpians?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's great.
Okay.
Certainly, no one else would ever have Masha on their list.
I was like, I wasn't aware that she had a name.
Yeah.
So
I think she's the only one that got named. Or no, there's another one who was like on trial for something. Yeah.
The girl with the bad bang.
Yeah.
That
was. Yeah, she has her own page too on the wiki. Yeah. I have honorable mention Squanchy. Honorable mention Mr. Meeseeks, even though it's not really one character.
How was that on your honorable mentions? I'm so mad.
Look, not one character. I'm strict here. Okay. Honorable mention Jessica. I'm sure no one has Jessica on their list, but I like Jessica. She's cool. Here's a good honorable mention. I think this character is very underrated. Jean Vagina, principal. Yeah, heavily considered Jean Vagina. That character stood out a lot more to me on rewatching all the episodes than he did.
So funny.
Yeah, it's especially in season 1, that character is very good. Continuing our mentions, Fart.
Yes.
Yeah, Fart's
Fart
great.
would be in your top 10.
There's a lot of people you gotta credit. There's too many. This was like not a top 10 list. This was a top 18 list, and I just ranked them.
Top 20.
Yeah.
JK.
JK. I have Annie. Does anyone know who Annie is?
The Amish cat girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say
wrong.
she's
That's not her. Nope. Different
That's
random girl.
Annie?
Annie is from the internal theme park episode. She's just the blonde girl. And,
Oh.
How could you? Okay. Wow.
Look, she's an
like
honorable
next
mention.
level
I'm petitioning for an Annie return. They kind of set up a sequel for her to return to the show, and she is not yet. But she's great. And
They
then
have Anatomy Part 2.
Anatomy Part 2, yeah, they could.
Yep.
Barely, I was painful to cut number 11 for my top 10, but Tinkles comes in at the last honorable mention slot.
Aw.
Tinkles from the Parasite episode, Summer's dream, sheep? Flying sheep
Her,
thing? Yeah.
her friend
Yeah.
that only visits her at night
Yeah.
that no one believes is real.
Yes, that's a good description. I love Tinkles. I love that. It's still like my favorite segment of the show. That like 5 seconds.
I forgot about Tinkles. I would have put it on my list. Darn it.
Tinkles is great.
Dig it.
Okay, the actual top 10. My 10 is Ice-T.
Oh,
I almost
seriously?
put Ice-T was almost on my list because it's so funny.
Ice-T is on my list.
Okay. Wow, spoilers. Ice-T is that gag is so funny. It really saves that episode. That's
Like it was almost on my list. Like it was. I love Ice-T. It was so close.
They just go so far with that stupid alphabet gag, and
It's so good.
It's really good. My journey begins. Yeah, I love that part. It's definitely that's probably one of my top 5 gags of the show too. Spoilers for whenever that podcast is. My 9 is also Sleepy Gary, definitely making my top 10 list. Yeah. Sleepy Gary is wonderful. He's great. Jerry at his most sympathetic, and yeah, I mean he's Mary Sue perfect Sleepy Gary. Everyone loves that's real. Yeah. And number 8, guaranteed on no one else's list is Arthricia.
You're right. That is not.
You're very
That's the
honest.
Amish girl.
Anyone? You guys? This is who you guys attempted to guess before. This is Cat Girl
That's
from
the Amish girl.
Yeah, from the
Okay,
Purge
yeah.
episode. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually think Arthricia is a great character. I mean, any this archetype would be a candidate, but I think Arthricia is actually a great character. She's like killing a bunch of people at the end, taking revenge on the rich people. She's like tricking Morty, and then at the end, like the best moment is like the I have a boyfriend gag with Morty, and it's just a great deconstruction of that whole type of thing. And she's just so wonderful. Love Arthricia. But yeah, that's my most unique pick for sure. So we'll maybe would Arthricia be on your list? Probably not. But yeah. So there you go. Let's get into everyone's 7, 6, 5, and 4 now. So 7 to 4, starting with 7. Delaney.
Sleepy Gary.
Yay, more Sleepy Gary.
Oh my god.
Bisexual Jerry is the best. Oh my god.
Sleepy Gary.
Sleepy Gary is so great. Oh my god. Like that episode's just so it's so ridiculous, and like Sleepy Gary.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I actually think this might be the candidate who is on nobody else's list.
Okay.
Eye holes
Okay.
man.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
Yeah.
not on my list.
Yeah.
It's
But a good choice.
I love eye holes
nonetheless.
man. It's like that is like the dumbest gag, and I love it. Like I told you not to eat my cereal, Jerry. Like it's so good. It's so
But they're
funny.
so worth it.
It's so funny. I feel like this is probably on other people's lists and higher up too. So like Aberdolf Linkler, like that has to be on your list. Like,
Oh, actually, no.
Yeah,
How did you forget? But it's like-
I forgot. Yeah.
I forgot
I
about
forgot
him
too. When
too.
you think about like side characters, like Aberdolf Linkler's like up there, like the
I'm impressed.
concept.
Being able to say his name, honestly, Delaney.
Oh my god, like the concept. Trying to spell it is the struggle. It's not
Yeah.
saying it; it's trying to spell it.
Spell it.
Like it's just the best. I just like what? Like you're like this is horrible, but then you're like this is hysterical, and like only Rick and Morty would come up with this. Like it's amazing. And then like he goes on like a character arc. Like what? It's so stupid.
He redeems himself.
Yes. And then my number 4 is Mr. Poopy Butthole because like obviously he has to
yeah.
be on the list.
Yep.
Obviously. Everyone's fave. like,
Probably
it's so
the top
good.
candidate for all of our lists, I would say. But
Yes,
we'll see.
obviously.
We'll see,
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, so,
Like I don't have to talk about him. Like we all know.
well, we all know.
Yeah, we all know.
He's been here all along. Yeah, all of our friends. Yeah,
So funny. Oh my god.
it's great. That was what number was Mr. Poopy Butthole?
4.
4. Okay, there you go. You're done. Cool. I lost track. Okay, there.
That's why I stopped talking.
Well, I
Shocker,
assume
know.
so. But yeah, okay. Some very solid choices there. Michelle, 7 to 4.
My number 7 is Ants in My Eyes Johnson because
Yes.
he's my favorite of the ads. Like, to me, it's the most memorable and it's so ridiculous. And wasn't that one of the ones that the VA just said? Didn't he say like all that just on the top of his head? And they're like, no, we're keeping this.
All of those are, yeah.
All of them
Yeah,
are.
which is amazing.
Yeah, in theory, all of them are. I think they may clean them up a little, but yeah, it's super funny
James
improv
Johnson.
character for sure. Yeah.
Cool. I imagine this one's probably maybe higher on people's list, but Birdperson, gotta like Birdperson.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. The whole thing with him hooking up with Summer's friend and just like, I cannot believe he kept coming back, and then we even had an episode wedding, and it was just
Prediction: Tammy is in Dylan's top 5, if not top 3.
We'll see. We'll see.
Delaney. And then Mr. Poopy Butthole is also on my list. Thing. And Evil Morty also.
Ooh, at 4, Evil Morty.
Ooh, Evil
No, I
Morty.
loved that was one of my favorite episodes.
Evil Morty, our biggest non-resolved plot elements, I would say.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's never going to be resolved. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I did not consider Evil Morty, but do love that character. But yeah, the season 3 premiere kind of just resolves every plot element except for Evil Morty. So I'm
Gotta go somewhere.
hotly anticipating.
He's plotting, biding his time.
He's biding his time. Yeah, maybe the series finale. That'll be.
We're all like, what?
Yeah.
We forgot about him.
They'll probably do something like that. Anyway, some solid choices. Michelle, April, your 7 to 4.
Okay, so my 7th person I put was Mr. Poopy Butthole. So
So low.
Join the club.
yeah, I mean, I don't need to say anything about Mr. Poopy Butthole. We all love him. So plus, I love that he, like, at the end of the episode, he's like, they're like, oh, can we go see him? And it's like, he doesn't want visitors. Like,
Yeah, I went down. Don't blame them.
so throwing some sass, and I enjoy that. So number 6 is Beta 7. Which is
Is that the Unity, like, other person?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the male hive mind that gets
Yeah.
friend zoned by Unity. Just because I enjoy the idea of that entire, like, mind is being friend zoned, which is and like even Rick's like, dude, you're being friend zoned, and he's like, no, like classic denial. Also voiced by Patton Oswalt, who is one of my favorite people in the world. So I gotta give props to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid choice. Yeah.
My number 5 is Doofus Rick. Just
I almost had
because-
Doofus
really?
Rick.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Doofus
I don't think
Rick.
this is a canon name, right? But this is the
This is the adapted fan name.
yeah.
That's the adopted fan name.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of my favorites. Just because
No, I think
he's
they
so
call him
nice.
that in the show.
Oh, maybe they
don't
did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's been a while for me. Since
That was the
I've
season 1, right? Or I don't know. What episode was that?
I think that's when they introduce us to, like, the different Ricks.
Yeah, I assume
The
that's what I
different-
assumed. Yeah. And
That's when
he's the one that bonds with Jerry. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's the one that bonds
Naturally.
with Jerry.
known.
And he's also, I like that they call him Doofus Rick, but he's just, like, normal. So
Yeah, he's the normal person. Yeah.
he's the normal Rick, but he's called Doofus Rick. And then my number 4 is Ice-T, because he's my favorite. He's one of my favorite, like, running gags. So
Yes, good fellow Ice-T love. I like it.
yes, I enjoy him very much. So yeah, those are my
That's good. Good choice. I'd love an Ice-T reappearance on the show. Definitely.
Please.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of synergy with the segment of my list with Michelle. So number 7, Ants in My Eyes Johnson.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Johnson, he's a class.
I knew he'd be on Dylan's list. Dylan loves him.
That's also my favorite of the improv episode.
Like, I'm
gags.
pretty sure that's why we had this podcast, is because Dylan loves.
No, yeah,
Handsome
honestly, he was like the impetus. I was like, wow, I love Handsome Eyes Johnson. Whoa, what other that's basically the genesis. But yeah, that's like so funny, and it's I think the highlight of all of these improv ones, it goes in. It's like starts funny and it goes in funny places. Very much reminds me of like some of the Gravity Falls commercials as well, by friends Justin Roiland and Alex Hirsch. But it was my favorite Gravity Falls commercial, the Owl Trowel. Yeah. So there you go.
Oh yeah,
so stupid.
That's very. I think generally Rick and Morty fans will like Gravity Falls. If you haven't seen, by the way. But yeah, Handsome Eyes Johnson.
There's a Dipper, and don't forget, there's a Dipper in Mabel Morty.
Yeah, there are in the show.
Yeah,
and the universes are connected if they throw in that
the portals.
Yeah, the portals. Yeah, so. Handsome Eyes Johnson 7, 6 Birdperson. This is where I put Birdperson. I love Birdperson.
So low.
Yeah,
so low.
It's low, but there's some.
There are other cooler, you got to put them somewhere.
Yeah, you got to put them somewhere.
No lie.
It's...
I didn't even put him on my list. So.
There you go. Spectrum.
I hate y'all.
Love you.
Birdperson, obviously Birdperson is wonderful. What's there to say? Delaney's prediction verifies. Tammy is my number 5. Yeah.
Told y'all.
Yeah. I love Tammy. We
all know this.
We know. But just the concept of Tammy with
deep cover
with Birdperson, and
deep
then taking her as deep cover, it's so good. And then her appearance in the most recent episode, also wonderful in The Stinger. Like so Tammy, I'm all about Tammy becoming like the main villain of the show now. Let's do that. I don't know. I don't know if we're going in that direction, but
the show could make it work, though. Honestly,
I guess I'd prefer there isn't a main villain, but like Rick's like kind of the main, but we don't need to get philosophical. But yeah, it's Tammy's great.
That's another round table.
That's another round table. Like,
yes,
is Rick the protagonist? Yeah. So number 4, I think probably we'll see this character in some people's top 3s. I don't think we've heard him yet. Zeep Zanthorpe is my number 4. Which is the scientist voiced by Stephen Colbert in the mini battery episode. Probably, I would say maybe the most standout one episode character potentially, like who's prominent. I think that character is really, really good. That episode's incredible. I'm sure this is like Delaney's 1 or 2, so we'll hear more. We'll see. We'll see how in depth. But yeah, that is 4. So now we're gonna get into top 3s. Let's start with Delaney.
Yeah, you're gonna be so shook, Dylan.
Okay.
My top 3. Number 3, Mr. Meeseeks.
Okay. Yay!
Yeah. Aww.
I love Mr. Meeseeks. Oh my god. Like, just the concept, everything. Like, when I think of Rick and Morty, I think of Mr. Meeseeks. Like, it's so good.
It's infamous as Snuffles and Slash Snowball.
Yes. Number 2 is the in question, like, what I had to bargain with Dylan. Tiny Rick!
Okay.
I love
Tiny Rick.
So,
I'm glad.
So let's explore whether Tiny Rick counts as not our Rick, because that's a tough question to answer.
I didn't put Tiny Rick because I was like, well, he's a clone of our Rick, so I left him off.
Right.
But he was pushing Rick's consciousness out. So, like, he was becoming his own person.
The argument would clearly be that entire episode is basically like arguing
also, clones
that they're
are
not
different.
the same person. Yeah. Probably not the same person. It's like an instance of C-137, but not our instance. Yeah, it's complicated. But
it's like an asterisk. It's fine.
Yeah. Why Tiny Rick, though?
I love Tiny Rick. Like, the whole episode. And then, like, Tiny Rick is just so great. I just love Tiny Rick. Like, everything about that episode with Tiny Rick and, like, the main thing is, like, all of his, like, the gag of Rick's dying and, like, it comes out as teen angst and he's, like, singing. It's so great. Like, and, like, his dance, like, everything about Tiny Rick is amazing. Like, what is there not to love about Tiny Rick? And he just yells Tiny Rick. Like, what?
I'm Tiny Rick.
It's like the fact that
the
like
whole
he's
thing,
the fact that he's a clone and like he's supposed to be a younger clone, but he's just Rick. Like he's just like, he doesn't look younger. He's just Tiny Rick. That's great. Perfect.
You know, it's like the more you talk about, the more I feel bad that it wasn't on my list because I think you really sold it for me. Yeah,
it's a good choice. And then I predict Birdperson, right?
Yes, Birdperson is my number 1.
Number 1.
I love Birdperson. Birdperson is the best side character ever. I just love him. Oh, he's so great. Like, when Birdperson died, like, Shattered just hurt me. And then now he's Phoenix Person. Like, what?
Yeah, what the heck?
Stupid.
No, actually.
I love it. I'm ready for Cyborg Phoenix Person, though. Like, I'm ready.
Delaney, where is Zeep Zanflor?
I know, I thought about it. I really did. But, like, I really just, like, I liked him, but, like, the episode is, like, my fave. It's not, like, I don't know, like...
It's like your
just the
favorite episode,
episode.
but not your
It's
favorite
different
character.
aspects.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
underrated character, apparently, if he doesn't appear on other people's top threes. So we'll see. But yes, good.
I still think Eyehole's man is an underrated character. Like,
There are many underrated characters.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. So yes, good list, Lenny. Let's see what other people have. How much overlap? Michelle, your top three.
My number 3 is Mr. Meeseeks because he's a
yes,
classic.
please.
And that's like the episode I would show the show to for people who are like, I don't know about the show. Michelle, like, no, just watch this. It's great. You're gonna love it. And then they would because it just it starts off good and it ends like amazing. Like it just gets better and better. And it's like one of those that's like as good on rewatch as on first viewing, which is very satisfying for me. Number 2 is Unity. I just love Unity as a concept. I love that episode. I love seeing Rick hooking up with like various forms of Unity, and the fact that like Unity had to like critically think about the relationship and be like, no, like we can't do this. It's not good for us. And then like suicidal Rick, which actually had like a lot of emotional depth at the end, was like it was just a really good episode. I really love Unity.
Yeah, we have Unity and Beta 6. Good choices there. I did not really consider the collectives for this, but yeah, it's
It's
good.
too hard to pick a single one. I just had to go with the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
assuming my number one's not maybe on anyone else's list, but like honest to God, like Scary Terry is my favorite side character. Scary Terry.
Scary Terry might be Dylan's number 2.
Oh my just like, oh my God. And just like, I love the part where they just like make for like, wow, like he really says bitch a lot. And then like, you see his then like at the end, he's like made friends with Rick and Morty. He's like, bitch. It's just like so good. It's such a weird concept, but like it was wonderfully, gloriously executed. So he's
Scary
definitely
Brandon.
my number. Yeah.
Scary Brandon.
Okay, very, very good stuff, Michelle. April, your top 3.
Okay, so my number 3 is, and it's my favorite, like, interdimensional skit or short, is The Two Brothers. Because it just, like, keeps going
like,
on and on. It's like, it's about two brothers as they deal with
movie.
meteors. And they're like, and oh, what's that? A giant cat monster. Like, it just keeps going on, and like, the villain keeps getting more ridiculous, like, elderly gladiator women. Like, it just, that's my favorite one. And even sometimes when I think about it, I still, like, chuckle to myself, because it's just great for me. So my number 2 is Scary Terry. Yes!
Terry!
He was my number 1, and then I'll get to my number 1. But yes, I love Scary Terry. Mostly because his overuse of the word bitch matches that of my own. And I like that he uses it in all contexts just like I do. And I'm like, this is my most relatable character. Scary Terry. I also like to wear ugly sweaters, so go me. Like, but my number 1 minor character is Mytholog Beth.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Just because I love the, like, hats off to, like, the xenomorphs from Aliens, but then she's just insanely, like, evil and crafty and, like, creates multiple Jerrys, so she has an army of them. And yeah, like, I was when I was thinking about it to myself, and I was talking to my boyfriend, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, if I couldn't have, like, Moon the Undaunted as my queen, it would be Mytholog Beth. And he just laughed at me.
I mean, I would put Mytholog Jerry on my list because that is the epitome of how terrible Jerry is. So,
Right?
like,
Yes.
They're
So
almost
great.
like you almost like put them together kind of. But yeah, so those are my top 3.
Mytholog Beth is a solid choice. I did not even consider the Mythologs for this, but yeah, that is very. I don't think you want Mytholog Beth as your queen. I think that's like a destructive. I feel like Moon is like a benevolent queen. Mytholog Beth would like kill you. So
She's like the opposite. They're
Yeah.
yin and yang.
That's our next discussion. Yeah, comparison between the two.
Moon versus.
Yeah.
Mytholog.
Oh man, solid choices. Okay. My number 3, I'll have ranked apparently Mr. Poopy Butthole the highest as my number 3 here. So, yes,
Good place.
yeah, Mr. Poopy Butthole is that's probably my favorite. Spoilers again for the gag podcast. That might be my favorite gag of the show. It's just he's here the whole time. I think Mr. Poopy Butthole is like is the most quoted Rick and Morty thing I hear now. Just that ooh wee. That's like a common thing to hear people say. So
Or Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Like, it's just both
that
of
one
those.
too.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just hear they be like ooh wee, and then it's like, oh yeah, you don't even know if they're doing Rick and Morty or not, and then it's like, are you a fellow crazy person or are you just making a noise? So, yeah,
Like, a lot of people watch Rick and Morty though. Like, there's just random guy at work who's like, oh yeah, I watch Rick and Morty, and I'm like, who are you? Like, everyone watches it.
Yeah, in our millennial age bracket, yeah, it's one of the most watched shows, I would say. So, it's Mr. Poopy Butthole is incredible. Yeah, I mean, there's no other explanation needed. 2, Snuffles. I'm shocked that he was on other people's lists, and I love Snuffles. That was my number 2 episode, and Snuffles is incredible. Incredible gag, incredible like developed character within the gag, and as previously discussed, Snuffles too. So I fully anticipated to have my number 1 just not even be mentioned previously, but
then it was.
I guess
Scary Terry.
I guess I found my people here. Yeah, number 1.
Is it number 1?
Number 1, Scary Terry. Yes.
Yeah. I'm so happy.
It is no secret that Dylan loves Scary Terry.
Yeah, I've talked about this a lot.
He
Yeah,
loves Scary Terry.
Yeah, Scary Terry. I think the best side character, the concept to the quirk of the bitch as discussed, and then the escalation and like him having a family and following him everywhere and him being able to hop through dreams. It's all just really wonderful. Yeah, that episode is so iconic. I love Scary Terry. I think there's not enough love, but apparently Michelle and April share my love. So many thumbs up here. Yeah. I think Michelle's list ended up being very similar here, which is this is good. Not enough Zeep Zanflorp love, I'll say that, but we had plenty of
Eye holes, man.
Eye holes. I mean, I don't.
Not in my eyes, God, Trump. I'm sorry.
Not enough. What was the other? I think there's a few other improv gags we didn't mention.
I'm actually surprised like Fart wasn't on anybody's list.
Yeah,
so
Fart close to making mine. I love Fart.
Yeah, it was close, but not for the main 10.
The movie. I'm blanking on the name of the movie trailer improv gag they have. I feel like he's a solid choice for one of these lists. The main character of that one.
Oh, the Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent. That one.
Yeah. That almost made my list. Almost.
That's a good choice. Yeah. But yeah, plenty of love on our list for what? Birdperson, Mr. Poopy Butthole, Snuffles, Sleepy Gary. Do you find those multiple times? No one else had Tammy? Come on, guys. Jeez, Tammy's wonderful.
I think everyone had Sleepy Gary, right? Like,
yeah, I think so.
I didn't, but I would have maybe. In another life. Yeah,
in another life.
In an alternate dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's our top 10 minor characters. What do you guys think? What do you think of putting Scary Terry as number 1, 1, and 2 on 3 to the 4 list? That's a controversial choice. Who are we underranking? And everyone's gonna love Mr. Poopy Butthole, Birdperson. I feel like those are the obvious ones. There wasn't a ton of Squanchy. We had like 1 out of 4, I think, on the Squanchy.
Squanchy is like probably my least favorite of everyone's favorite. Like, I'm like, no.
Is he a
I love the gag because like he's a Smurf basically, and he's just really creepy. But like.
He's like your fave is problematic. That's what Delaney's saying about Squanchy.
Basically,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, but yeah. So yeah, that's the good stuff. Everyone. I don't know. Any takeaways from this exercise?
It was fun to see.
I mean, this is just really what makes Rick and Morty special. Like, the main characters are great, and then we have like these ridiculous side characters who are just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
I
not
agree
even
with that.
side
There are many.
characters. They just like exist for like 30 seconds, and you're like, I love them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's I was gonna say, I think that's really great that like, I know like whenever I was making my list, I was very overwhelmed by the amount of characters.
There's
But then
so
I'm like, there's so many. But at the same time, I was just like, man, I really appreciate that this show has like so many characters that like people would like find like that stand out, even if they're on like I mean, I put Two Brothers, and that's like what, not even 30 seconds that they're on there, when it's just like they're not even real characters. They're just, you know, part of a commercial. So I really enjoy that the show does that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely a good point. There have been, for the record, there have been 22 episodes of Rick and Morty, and
there's like a million.
yeah, and this characters list was like 200 something long. Yeah, 344 long. So, yeah, it's that was my. I think these random side characters are potentially make the show, if not one of the major elements of it. And I think it's a good exercise too.
It's like Rick being a dick, and then like these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real order.
And Jerry, and like just like
Jerry being shit
and
horse.
just- yeah, just shitting on Jerry. Like,
So good.
Yeah. So there you go. Who did we miss? Who would you have put in on your list? Let us know. Comments wherever you're listening.
whose is your favorite list?
Who won?
Ooh.
Whose list won? Give a hashtag
Yeah, who
team,
won?
whoever you think won the list.
Every-
Make it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need to go through everyone's list again. No one's gonna remember what everyone's list was because we segmented
No.
it. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna go through it again because I don't feel like it. But there you go. Let us know if you're enjoying our Rick and Morty discussions as well. These are always very highly listened to, but I don't get a lot of feedback, so I'd appreciate any comments. Of course, I'd appreciate. We're gonna hopefully continue doing these semi-weekly roundtables leading up to whenever the season 3 episode 2 comes on. Yeah, I have
We can't even say premiere. It's
Yeah.
like, you bitch. Like, thanks, Rick and Morty.
It's somewhere.
somewhere. Yeah, I don't even want to in case news breaks since in the posting. I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, there's some good potential topics here. There's one, the highly involved topic, which we really hope to do. I think we need to do it before we get back into season 3. But only Delaney. I think only Delaney. I feel like we talked about it in the Patreon group. So let's well, I don't want to put it into the ether though, because then people will expect it. But yeah, top gags is another possible. Delaney suggested top stingers today.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
These are good ones. Yeah.
that's why Eyeholes Man is like my fave. Like, he's a stinger. Like, it's so great.
Yeah, that's true. And then maybe we can even get back into the season 3 premiere. Cause the only discussion we had on that was Delaney and I's like, wait, what? There is an episode tonight? Like, we're not prepared for this. So that was
Like, I was making dinner and brownies, and we were all like, screaming.
I was like,
I actually have a really funny story about
Okay.
how that happened, because I have a lot of friends who work for Adult Swim, and so they were just like, April, whatever you do, like, make sure you at least get onto the streaming site for like a little while. And I was like, what? And they're like,
Wink.
yeah, they were just like, just do it. And I was like, it's Saturday, there's nothing on the streams. And they're like, please, April, just do it. Like, we're telling you, like, this is all we can say. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so the next day I was like, okay, I'm just going to randomly log on. And then I did. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like,
yeah, the inside scoop on that.
That's glorious. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Dylan just messaged me, and I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" And then like running around, I'm in my dorm basement cooking, and then like I made my girlfriend. I'm like, finish the brownies, and I'm like,
take care of the brownies, sweetie. I gotta do this.
yeah, no, and then I'm like, and me and my best friend like both watch it, and we're sitting there like watching, and then I had to run upstairs, and like it was a mess. Like, there was just so much going on.
Yeah, it was. Maybe we can have a more in-depth discussion as well. But yeah, that was always will be a thing that happened. I think they probably can't pull that again. Although, like, I guess they have to announce when it's coming back at some point, right? Like, they're not gonna just do this.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Now we're all
Well,
afraid.
did you see that like super cryptic
Right, yeah. So-
picture that Dan Harmon put
Dan
up?
Harmon
I
said
was
something
like,
that indicated July 1st, but I assume that's not true because that's very
Happy birthday to
that's
me.
very close to now. So like you would assume they would say it if that was happening.
Okay, oh my god, if like obviously Steven Universe is not coming back on July 1st, but like how am I gonna handle that? My girlfriend's coming and then like all of my shows, like I can't deal with that. Also I'm turning 21. Like I'm not like I can't deal with that. Like it is so
romantic
Old
Rick and
age
Morty
Delaney.
premiere drinking date. Yeah, that's what that'll be. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna be in the middle of the woods. Can it not happen on July 1st?
You think that it would not be because it is almost that it is we're like a week and a half out and you'd think that they would.
Yeah, they'd want more hype for that.
But you know, we said they didn't.
They did drop an episode
Anything
of
could
April
happen.
Fool's Day,
Anyway,
so
yeah.
like who knows?
Anything
So
could happen.
yeah, let us know what you
Yeah.
let us know what you thought of the list. Let us know anything else, comments. I don't know, YouTube, website. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you guys for listening. Check us out, overlyanimated.com for all content on all the shows we cover. Consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patron of the podcast, Lily, aka Panda Lily. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, and Alex. So bunch of stuff coming up on the podcast, including future Rick and Morty discussions. So definitely subscribe to us on iTunes, overlyanimated.com/iTunes, or if you just are into the Rick and Morty, we have a Rick and Morty specific feed that's on overlyanimated.com, or if you search for Overly Animated Rick and Morty, you'll find it on the podcast app. So good stuff, everyone. Some good lists here, some good in-depth discussion. Certainly, yeah. So we will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.